Hey y'all, happy Saturday. We are getting right into it. This is my review for The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, season 14, episode 16. Look, I am hitting the ground running, okay? So yeah, make sure before you even enjoy this content I'm giving you, because the Ninja Tire, like the video and subscribe if you're not familiar with me. I am a good time. I really am. Anywho, let's get into this episode, shall we? The ladies are in St. Lucia still. Great idea. Bose is the host of this trip. The ladies are all getting ready for dinner with a white theme. Fast forward to them all together, and we see Kyle and Garcelle both have on the same dress. I mean, to be honest, the dress is hideous, for real. And just to see it twice is disappointing to me. And Garcelle, I love you. I love you, Garcelle, but you shouldn't be coming for anyone's style on this show. No, no, no. Not yet. They at the table, and Bowles brings up the outdoor shower that's in the villa and how Dorit wants no parts. I guess because you're naked in the open, but she says that she doesn't even walk around naked like with her husband. And everyone looks at her strange. And look, I get it. Like you don't want to be naked around the person you're having sex with. But then I think on the other hand, I don't know. I don't like walking around my house naked. Like, I don't like my junk flapping around like that. Yes, Chris's business right now. I don't like my junk flapping around. And look, I don't mind my partner being nude, but it's just not for me. Even sleeping naked, I'll sleep naked with a partner. But it's like when I'm by myself, like I still got to have like some type of support. I don't know. It is having a penis like titties sometimes, ladies. Like, I have something in my eye right now. Of course, when I go live right now. Like, do you like your titties just hanging around free? Or do you like some support at all? I know we've taken a long turn right now, but I'm just curious. I just don't like stuff flapping around as I'm walking. Anyway, a little later, Dorit brings up to Sutton how lately she's been mean-spirited to her. I'm just like, here we go. Like, did Dorit really have to say anything? Like, could they just, well, you know what? It's not possible for them to have a dinner. Like, they got to talk about something. But before they even go down this path, I think it all started on their first trip. Like, I can't remember where they went, but they were talking about Teddy and like her friendship with them or whatever. And they were in the Sprinter. And it was just all like a misunderstanding between the two of them because they were in a good place, Dorit and Sutton. But ever since that Sprinter van like argument, there's been animosity because they were fine before. Anywho, Dorit brings up how Sutton contradicts her sister message by not trying to move forward, but like actually go lower, like with the wallet comment. Now there's now a debate at the table whether she's sincere or not about the sisterhood that she talked about in the beginning of the season. And most of the ladies say that they think she was sincere about it, but Erica says, well, just as like she was sincere about the sisterhood message, she's still sincere when she goes low. And I think I agree with that. Like, I do, like, she does think Dorita's a broke bitch. Like, she's just sorry that she said it in that way, but I think, she still believes it. Sutton cuts her off and goes on defense, saying she feels like they are beating her with the stick, and we are not doing this again. We are not doing this again. Dorit's about to learn about mean-spirited when PK runs circles around her in divorce court and makes an Ashley Darby of her. We'll see. I don't understand how they travel so luxury and they focus on the worst of the worst on cash trips. I mean, look, if we didn't have some type of conflict, we'd be saying it was boring. Even though, look, they could just enjoy luxury shit and I would be fine. But there's some people, like there's about 20% of y'all who's saying that this season is boring. I disagree. Oh my God, I'm late. You up early, Chris. Look, I got to get this YouTube coin. I got to catch back up. So yeah, like I said in my last Atlanta video, and I appreciate y'all for the support. Support a ninja right here. $ C Diggy one. That's my Cash App. Chris Diggins. That is my Venmo. And then I'm always down for a super chat. You know, look, get me up there with the other content creators. Y'all be giving the super chats to them. I ain't about to, I ain't too proud to beg for a super chat over here. Thank you. Anyway, Dorit essentially tells her you can't be the victim and the villain at the same time. Which she has a point. Like Sutton do be going like, victim, villain, victim, villain. But Sutton snaps back at her saying, "Don't tell me what I can and cannot do, Dorit." Dorit feels Sutton never takes accountability while saying she herself, "I'm an adult. I take accountability." Dorit? You did that one time this season, like genuinely. So let's not do that, Dorit. Like, I'm gonna call a spade, all the time. Now, Dorit, you are hard to do that sometimes. So I don't know. I would back up off that. And of course, we cut to Garcelle to point that out in her confessional. I think Dr. Heavenly said that these cash trips are work. She also said they never enjoyed these trips. I don't know. Well, you can be somewhere nice and beautiful and luxurious, but the stress of getting into like a real argument with somebody, like, I'm gonna give you a little bit more Christmas business. Like, I might be doing a Napa trip for my actual 40th birthday in July. And sometimes I'm afraid of having all my friends together because I want everybody to get along. So even though I'm in a nice environment, I'm still like in the back of my head, like, oh, like, because you always have that friend that you got to give a disclaimer for. And you like, you love all your friends equally, but you have that one friend that might not gel with everybody. So I get, maybe being in a nice place and just being stressed out, because you don't want an argument. You don't want that on you. Isn't it funny how Sutton thinks it's offensive that they accused her of not supporting women when she doesn't talk to women whose wallet isn't big enough? Look, Riri, it is too early for all that truth. I understand they're working. It's just a funny parallel to see luxury and drama, and we love it. Look, you know what? I feel like I gotta just step it up these days on my YouTube shows. So I might give y'all a fit every now and then. Every now and then. I'm gonna be back to my t-shirts and be casual, but like I gotta like break out the champagne sometimes and put the Prosecco away. My winos, y'all get that reference. Sutton then mentions how the wallet comment was unlike her to say, and she apologizes for it. Dorit continues to needle her, but looky-loo. Oh my God, that is such a Caucasian term, looky-loo. I don't know where that came from. Bose tells Dorit, did you hear that? She apologized. And I just wanted y'all to keep track since y'all all be saying that Bose be favoring Dorit all the time. Now, I know we can't tell people when to accept an apology, but at least you got an apology, Sutton. Like, I mean, an apology out of Sutton. Because I know that wallet comment kind of hit Dorit a little bit hard. So yeah, like I get it. Sometimes you're just not ready for an apology from somebody. You want to be like, that wasn't nice of you, right? Even though they did apologize. And then, you've gotten into so much with this person, you're wondering, okay, do you mean this? Like, with Heavenly, for example. Like she never means her apology. She's just doing it so she can wash the blood off her hands with every apology. But she don't mean it. And then we cut to Sutton's confessional and not her using the term brokey. I mean, just with the confessional after that, I mean, you're kind of proving Dorit's point, Sutton. You can't be in luxury and in peace on this show. When Bravo foots the bill, they make sure that the ladies are well fed and drunk for arguments. That's so true about Heavenly. That B is apologetic but never sorry. Erica says she doesn't blame Dorit for not accepting at first because she doesn't know if it's really genuine. Like I said, because I'm sure Sutton meant what she said. Like, you're a broke bitch. Like, you talk to somebody else that's broke. Like, when you get your money up, then you can step to me, bitch. You know, like, that's basically what she was saying. She's just sorry that she said it. Like, she means it. And she still thinks it. She's just sorry that she said it. Bowles then holds Dorit to task, like in front of everybody, to just, okay, Dorit, so what accountability can you take? You know, like Sutton, she already did her part. She said sorry for that comment. What can you do to hold yourself accountable? And is there anything here? So yeah, Dorit apologizes for the drink comment, and I just really hope this moment really just shuts up a lot of people that come for Dorit and Bowles' friendship, because I think in this episode we definitely saw like another side of their friendship, as well as another duo, which we will get into later. But yeah, I just appreciate Bowles for at least just calling Dorit out on that. Like, you know, you got something, you got to give something else in return. Like, you are still, like, you are not at fault, you know, for everything. Like, you got to, like, I just missed my point. I'm sorry, y'all. It's a live show. Like, you have fault as well. Like, your hands aren't clean either. You said something to start this. Y'all know what I mean? Okay, yeah. Anyway, so Kyle then tells Bowles she appreciates the conversation they had at her house, but also Bowles shares with us and to the ladies that she saw Mauricio at Soho House. I wonder which Soho House in LA. Are there two of them for my LA subscribers? I've been to one of them. It's really nice. But she saw Mauricio with another woman, and she contacted Kyle immediately and even left a 3-minute voice message. That's a lot coming from somebody that's, you know, that you just met. But cut to Bowles in her confessional playing the message. Like, we love a receipt here. And we hear her asking Kyle, like, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? Like, thank you, Bowles, for like showing Kyle what a girl's girl really looks like. We have a girl's girl receipt here. And to be honest, don't get mad at me, but I don't think, like, say if that was Sutton or Garcelle, I don't think they would have done that. I think they would have messaged each other first just so they could gossip about it. And then they would tell Kyle in front of everybody. Like, I just think, you know, Bowles, she handled it the right way. Now Bowles needs to mind her own business. I mean, I think she just wanted to show some loyalty to Kyle. Like, for her to just see Mauricio out and not say anything, like out with another woman, like you out in LA. Well, I see what you're saying, but I don't think the other ladies know that. Like, she probably knows Mauricio was dating, but, you know, again, she is still not transparent with these women at all. Well, most of them. I'm not sure Bowles knows Kyle well enough to get that involved. I agree, but I think she just wanted to prove a point, like, girl, I will have your back. So then Garcelle segues the convo to having Kyle's back, but expressing how they tiptoe around Morgan, like the contradictory of it all. From the looks at the table, the other women are just gagged that she said that. Look, Garcelle might as well would have said, bitch, are you a lesbian or not? You're a lesbian relationship, bitch. Like, she keeps bringing it up, and she's left out there high and dry. Like Sutton didn't even add in on this. But the thing is, to be honest, I don't have a problem with Garcelle mentioning lesbian this, lesbian that, because where was the sympathy for Denise Richards when Kyle kept bringing that shit up, like saying, well, what about Brandy? What about Brandy? You gonna talk about it? And she didn't know Denise like that. So yeah, it's just funny when the tables turn. It's funny when the tables turn. Uh, Cut to Erica with a very spicy confessional saying Garcelle wants to know Kyle's private life. But what about Garcelle's current private life? Like, who is she sleeping with? Like, she had a roster in the 90s, yeah, but I don't know, maybe she peaked? No, she didn't. I was like, damn. I was like, ho, 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 ho. Like, that was a little lethal on Erica's part. Like, I'll allow it. Like, we can't just be holding Garcelle with kid gloves. Like, she could be on the other side of some vicious shade too. So that was some major shade on Erica's part. And Erica, I know you ain't talking. I just know you ain't talking because you peaked with Tom. Like we like let's look at Garcelle's 90s roster. But I will say I would like to see Garcelle date more. I don't know. Like, is she dating more or is she not? What do y'all think about that comment also? Um the little splash emoji. I love that you picked up my musical references. I love that. I love that. She thought she ate, but she's looking for another coup to con out of coins. Coup to con out of coins. Yes. Hello, MJ, my new mod. Like the live if you think Erica peaked when she married the fraud. Damn. Erica got some nerve. No one swallowing grandpa. Wow. Hey, Chris, happy you made it back safely. Thank you. Italy was such a great time. Such a great time. Ate really good. Erica doesn't even talk about her own dating life. I agree with that. Like, I don't know. I can't wait for this to be talked about at the reunion. I can't wait to see what Garcelle has to say. Oop, y'all, let me get a water break right quick. This is a live show. In case I want to break out into any more vocals. So Kyle, of course, says there's nothing there. You know, there's nothing there. There's nothing going on. She was just at a concert. Here she go again. It's not her fault if she's photographed at the gas station. We cut to some of the other ladies' confessionals, and they're very cynical about it, but they're not going to participate in the conversation at the table. Like, what Dorit said, like she's been in Beverly Hills, she's born and raised. Like, you've been famous for a while. This show is in its 14th season. If you want your privacy, you know how to get your privacy. And I also agree with Jennifer Tilly when she said, like, Kyle likes to play around with the press. She does. Because like all last season, Morgan was a thing. Like, you the one who let the genie out the lamp. I'm sorry you can't put all that toothpaste back in the tube. Like, yes, lesbian relationship, bitch. Lesbian relationship. Is you or ain't you? Thank you, Keisha Weird. I appreciate you. So back at the table, Kyle says, I don't have a great story to share. Like, I guess involving Morgan. And then Sutton, like, she says, well, I hope you do, Kyle. I hope you do have a great story to share. Cut to Garcelle being frustrated that her bestie that she defends all the time did not back her up. Like, Garcelle was the only one who pressed Kyle about that. She says when it comes to Kyle, like, Sutton really covets her friendship for some reason. Can y'all let me know why? Why is that? When she already has a ride or die in her corner, for some reason, Kyle's friendship just seems to be a little bit worth more. I don't know. Y'all love Sutton and Garcelle, but let me know. Like Garcelle always backs up Sutton. Like whenever she came for Kyle, especially I think it was last season when all this stuff was going on. So I can see why Garcelle is annoyed. So it made her look like the bad guy in her eyes, Garcelle, like being the sole person to bring it up. And then later on, Bose then mentions the activities for tomorrow, and now dinner is over. So then later on, we cut to the ladies having their little separate conversations in their villas. We're with Dorit, Bose, and Erica first. Dorit is still iffy about Sutton's apology, and Bose tells her, you got the apology, but then you just railroaded her afterward. Like, cut to Dorit's confessional, and I just thought it was so ironic that Dorit is saying, well, Bose sees the best in everyone. That's what I love about her. But, you know, I've been around Sutton like for long enough to know that she wasn't sorry. So the irony here is like Bose can't win because like the excuse all the time when she holds an opinion is, oh, well, you weren't here long enough to experience Dorit. You weren't here long enough to experience Sutton. So I just think it's just not fair to like put that on Bose because she just calls it how she sees it in the moment. That's why I said Sutton doesn't believe in sisterhood. She wants to be in charge of the girls. Yes. Sutton is a loser who wants to be part of the cool girls club. Damn. She kind of reminds me of that girl in Mean Girls that was like so like she wasn't a main character, but she was in Mean Girls and she just loved Regina George. And you know, she was just like, oh, well, Regina George likes this, I'm gonna do this too. You know, like that's what Sutton kind of reminds me of. Sutton is scared of Kathy. Don't forget at the reunion, she almost had a heart. Oh, yeah. I totally forgot about that scene. Totally forgot about that. Because I think she was talking some cash money shit about Kathy, right? Right? I think so. I totally forgot about that. Sutton can never be in charge of the girls when she is willing to kiss Kyle's ass. I agree. I love how we're just calling it how we see it. No, not Gretchen, not Gretchen. It was one of the side characters. Like they weren't even the plastics. Exactly. That's how I feel about Bose. She's responding to what's in front of her. She'll figure it out eventually. Yes. So, let's see. Anywho, Dorit thinks that the only reason Sutton apologized was because that comment didn't land. That might be true, but either way, I think you will want to move on or not. And not Erica just yanking out her tracks during this entire conversation. Can Black women do that? I think that's a white woman thing where you could just yank it out. Bose is still telling Dorit how it is, even though Dorit ain't trying to hear it. She says, maybe there isn't a solution. That's what Dorit said. So then we move on to the other villa with Garcelle, Sutton, and Jennifer. Garcelle is just ready for bed. She done took all her makeup in this scene. Sutton is ecstatic that Kyle defended her at the table against Dorit, which I know Garcelle is boiling about because she does this all the time. But then when Kyle does it one time, like Sutton just sees stars in her eyes. We cut to Sutton's cringe confessional saying, you know, Kyle was sticking up for her. See, I knew we were friends, and now everyone else does too. Ooh, it just made her look really desperate. Really, really desperate. Garcelle then points out, like, you know, how all of a sudden, She's changed her stance on calling out Kyle like she did last season and feels like she just has this blindfold on when it comes to her. Sutton says last year there was just drastic changes in Kyle's life. This is her excuse. And this year she listened, friend to friend. And then she has the nerve to ask Garcelle, well, what do you want from me? Garcelle is over. She was like, I don't want anything from you. I'm just going to go to bed. I'm ready for bed. Clearly, because she took off her makeup for this scene. And now we have our first little tiff between the two besties. I was like, interesting. And Jennifer Tilly, she don't know what to do. She's just quiet. So Garcelle then reminds Sutton like how she protects Kyle, and it most certainly is not reciprocated on Kyle's end. And I would say this is the first time they aren't on the same page about something. And look, we see in the flashback that, they most certainly thought the same thing about Morgan, and it looked like they had a plan to bring it up on this trip to Kyle, like for a scene. And, I think Garcelle didn't count on Kyle throwing, Sutton a little kibble here of, loyalty and maybe some friendship. And Sutton just forgot all about the plan. And then Garcelle is just, she is pissed in her confessional. She's just like, I see you. Sutton was so cringy. Yeah, you're too old. Sutton told on herself. And look at Sutton's mother. She's desperate for a white female validation. Damn. Garcelle's friendship is a bonus, but not the actual prize. Oh my God, I'm gonna have to repeat that again. Garcelle's friendship is a bonus, but not the actual prize. And if we really want to get a little bit controversial, do we think that about Dorit and Bose's friendship and the parallel? Like how maybe if she gets Kyle's, if her and Kyle are good and together now, what does that say about her friend? Does she forget about Bose? We haven't seen that yet. But I'm just wondering, is there this parallel to have Kyle's friendship and then these bonus friendships with these two Black women who are actually showing them loyalty? Just throwing that out there. Because, Dorit hasn't done that yet to Bose. But, we still got one episode left, I think. Because I think the season finale is the upcoming week. Because April 1st is part 1 of the reunion. This whole fight to me proves that what the ladies say about Garcelle and Sutton. They do make plans about who they will come after each season. See, I just love it when we could just keep it 100. I like Garcelle, but they have a plan going into things and what they're going to do. And we'll talk about that a little bit later after I'm done with this review. Because I don't think a lot of content creators who review this show have talked about this. But they weren't on the same page for once. She don't know Bose like that. She'll drop her like the Birkin bag she can't afford. We'll see. Bose has been serving looks, very beautiful and well-dressed. I agree. And I really do think Dorit might return next season because now Bose has an ally. Their friendship is pretty solid, I would say, even after the show is wrapped. So then next scene, it is the following day, little montage of the ladies getting ready. We then see Garcelle and Sutton talking things out since the previous evening didn't end well between the two of them. And I'm glad, they were able to talk it out because I know Sutton is aware that the last person that she wants to beef with is the sole person who actually has her back. So Garcelle says in her confessional that she was hoping to have a deeper friendship with Kyle, but how do you do that when there's a part of her life that you're not allowed to talk about? Great point. And part of me just thinks that just not to defend Kyle, but maybe that's just who Kyle is, because her own sisters be tiptoeing around her sometimes. So, like, which one of her friends really know all of her business? Is probably Teddy, because Teddy then worked her way up to like a loyal minion, to the point where she just has undying loyalty for Kyle. So then Sutton and Garcelle agreed just to move on from the topic of Morgan. That plan is put on the back burner now. They then proceed to gossip about Mauricio with the girl at the Soho house, and Kyle. And I'm just like, I just thought that was really funny how they moved on to say, like, well, we're not going to talk about Morgan anymore, but let's talk about this tea that Bose dropped of Mauricio at Soho House with this girl, and let's talk about Kyle some more, and they wonder why Kyle don't want to tell their asses anything, because I just didn't get that scene. I just thought it was funny. Like, they didn't even realize what they did in that moment. So fast forward to all the ladies in their bathing suits headed to, the boat day. Dorit in this interesting floppy hat. It was really interesting. And Bose is serving per usual. And Sutton, bless her heart, she is trying her best. They're on the boat eating, and Kathy just really don't care who these bitches are. She will ask them to do something for her. So we're with Dorit and Kyle talking, and they're on the topic of Kyle's sisters, and Dorit asks Kyle, how's Kim doing? And we've seen Kim in the headlines. So but Kyle says that she's doing well, but she doesn't see her a lot. And if you've watched since season 1, it's super rare that Kyle is, if Kyle is on good terms with both of her sisters at the same time. Like, she's never on the good terms with both Kathy and Kim. It's always one or the other or neither. Never both at the same time. Very rarely. The ladies are now sitting all together, and Sutton wants to reiterate to them that she really meant her apology to Dorit. Now, I don't think she should have brought this up at all, because now, what comes after that. Erica then takes this time to tell Sutton that she notices she tends to be very critical and not be compassionate to women when they're at their lowest. Look, Erica will forever hold the way Sutton treated her during the Tom scandal. She will hold that over her till the day both of them die. Like, Erica goes down the line, and production puts up the receipts too. Like, you did it to me, you did it to Kyle, you did it to Dorit this season. And, some people on Twitter, they're bringing up that she did it to racist Diana with the whole, when she was like, I was on the table bleeding, and you talk to me. This is what she does. Does she? Does she? You remember that season? It was season 12. Go back and look at it. And someone else pointed out today, I was reading it, that she did it to Teddy too. Like, when Teddy was pregnant, she was just like, she called her boring, and then she was like, oh, well, she's pregnant. Oh my God. And I think we let that slide because, we don't like Teddy. And some of us, we still don't like Teddy, even though she's doing well. I mean, I'm glad she's doing well, but that don't mean I like her. So then she tells her, you pose as a friend, but then often work as an enemy. I was like, wow. Even Garcelle said, wow. Like, according to Erica, if Sutton was sincere about the apology, she wouldn't have to bring it up again to sell it to us. And I'm just like, Erica, she has some points. She has some points here. They're going back and forth now, and Erica says, she's just pointing out a pattern. Like, we're good. I'm just pointing it out. I didn't realize it, but Dorit and Kyle weren't in this scene when Erica brought it up. They join as they continue to go at it, And Sutton says in her confessional, she expected the other shoe to drop with Erica at some point because it's just been done to her before by Erica. Garcelle hasn't said a word yet. Did y'all notice that? I was like, I'm still waiting for her to like speak up when I was watching it. And then speaking of which, we cut to Garcelle confessional and she points out how Kyle could have stepped in at any moment when she joined the conversation, but she didn't. She didn't. Sutton at this point yells, "What do you fucking want from me? What do you want from me?" Do y'all agree with Erica? Do y'all agree with Erica? Watch Pop Roast. Pop Roast is at noon today, I believe, or maybe at 12:30. Excuse me, I haven't decided yet, but we'll talk about Teddy in a second. I mean, I get how they can say, all this stuff about Sutton, like they could point this out, but they were all jumping Sutton when they were in the Fox Force 5. Like it was just like one whack like after the other. And we'll see this in the next episode. Production definitely has the receipts on that, but cut to Sutton's confessional and she says, "Trust me," when she's talking about Erica, "you don't want to make me your enemy." And I'm just like, oh, trust me. Like, look, if she was real bold, she would tell Erica that same wallet comment. I'm waiting for it. But Sutton is in meltdown mode now. Like, pick on somebody else. Pick on somebody else. Dorita's like, "Well, you did pick on me." And I'm just like, here we go. Here we go again. Here we go. Going through the same thing. Sutton tells Dorit she henpecked her and just kept on picking. And Dorit then tells her, "You need to actually speak English so I can understand you." And I'm just like, now, Dorit, why are we going down this road again? Why are we going down this road again? Why did you do that? That was a dig. That was a dig, and you know you did that. So then I can't even get mad at Sutton. She's just like, oh, well, she just starts talking a phony accent, like a phony English accent like Dorit does. And say, well, maybe if I speak like this, it'll come across better. I hollered during that scene. Because Sutton just scoffed and she's like, well, if I talk like this, would you understand it better? Like even Erica was just like, okay. So then Dorit asks her, does she want to move forward? And Sutton is just like, she's over at this moment. She's just like, not right now. She's like, I'm on ice with you right now. And I'm just really thinking, like, where do we go from here? Because they're going to go at it at the reunion. We only have one episode left. So now Sutton needs to get up to excuse herself. Cut to Garcelle's confessional, and she's standing on business. She's like, she don't like to see Sutton, when there's a pile on. But after last night leaving me out hanging to dry, like, I'm not about to stick my neck out for her. Like, she can deal with it. I was like, oh, better look to your friend Kyle. So we see Sutton on the other side. Kathy tries to calm her down, but she tells Kathy, I need 2 seconds. And I'm really surprised Jennifer Tilly didn't at least check on her. Like, everybody was quiet. Jennifer Tilly was quiet. Garcelle was quiet. But now the credits are rolling. And Sutton, with her on the other side, she says she hates these fucking bitches. And there's such effing see you next Tuesdays. And I'm just like, so much for Sisterhood. The screen goes to be continued. And that is where the episode ends, y'all. I really enjoyed that episode. I don't know. I'm just really indifferent. Like, I can't really just say poor Sutton. Because Sutton be really on the attack sometimes. Sometimes Sutton starts it. Like, I don't feel bad sometimes, but I do wonder, can they move forward? And as far as the Sutton pile on, Like, I know they were like pointing out like how Dorit and Erica kind of like planned on doing this to her. But I'm just like, look at on the other side on how, well, Sutton and Garcelle, they plan to, to go after somebody too. Like, we just saw evidence that they had a plan to bring up Morgan on this trip. So if we're gonna get mad at Erica and Dorit trying to pile on trying to pile on Sutton, then we gotta, go to Garcelle and Sutton. That's all I'm saying. So then I would say I really like the friendship dynamics that they bring on this show. I say this every episode, and then the drama around it. I love to see the friend dynamics. Like, we saw a difference between Sutton and Garcelle for once. We saw Bose actually holding Dorit accountable in that moment. Sutton needs therapy. She should be able to handle basic interactions with these women better. Garcelle and Erica do not have a storyline this season. That's why they're in everyone's business and desperate for an anchor. I love that Garcelle stood on that and let her feel it. She might be a bonus friend to Sutton, but she won't act like one. I love it. I feel like, I read that. I love how Garcelle let Sutton deal with the ambush. Sutton's getting too used to unrequited support from Garcelle. You said it. You said it. I love it. I love y'all's takes. That's why I love doing lives so much. So, yeah, I would give this episode an 8 out of 10. We did not get a preview of next week's episode, but we did see the first 7 minutes on socials. Y'all can go look at it. It was really good. Next week is the season finale, and then we get to the 3-part reunion. I'm just like, oh my God, y'all. Like, Beverly Hills is leaving, Married to Medicine is leaving. All I have is Atlanta. What else show is going to be on? Like, I'm waiting for the Miami announcement. Bravo, come on now. I need another show. I need another show to do. So yeah. Let me see. Anything else y'all want to add in? Happy Saturday, Chris. It was a good episode. Thank you. I appreciate that. Bose is not a girl's girl. She just likes to be in people's business and gossip about it. I disagree with that. I definitely disagree with that. Still no Miami trailer, so it won't be here for maybe another 2 months. Yeah, I'm thinking like for the summertime, probably Memorial Day weekend. I think we're going to get like a May date for Miami. Since we still have Beverly Hills, we still have Atlanta. Married to Medicine, I guess we'll have Married to Medicine in April, like all the way up to like 3 weeks into April. Oh, is Married to Medicine a 3-part reunion? I hope to God not. And speaking of Married to Medicine, that is my next review. It'll probably be tomorrow. And yeah, y'all, look out for Pop Roast. Pop Roast is coming and within the next hour or two. So yeah, with that, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see y'all for the next episode.